Guys, welcome to the Carpool Honcho. We are so pumped to have you with us here today. My name's Dean.
I'm Andy.
Andy in the backseat, and our guest Carpool Honcho today is Mr.
Roland Meissner
from Love Your Brand. Hey,
Yes.
Rolls, before we go anywhere, what is the song that gets you going, mate?
Toto Africa.
Awesome!
Africa.
Yeah, Africa! Why, mate? Why do you love this song?
Africa, first of all, I come from Africa.
Yeah.
And it came out just at the time that I was getting into the design industry. 83.
It brings you right back to the early days.
82.
Come on, mate.
It's still popular.
Let's feel the groove.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
You know?
It's never lost at this song, is it? Mate, I absolutely love that song, mate. That is so cool.
On YouTube, there's 64 million people just at one concert.
Wow.
And that was a more recent concert. So
It's incredible.
It's a very popular song still. Yeah.
That means you're a pretty trendy guy after all these years, man.
Nice work, Roland.
Rolls, you've been a brand and identity expert now for 33 years. You have your own company called Love Your Brand. What a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Mate, how have you managed to sustain your passion and your love for brand and identity for all these years?
Yeah, well, I'm a designer, and I'm really very fortunate to love what I do in what I make money out of. So my personal career, professional career, I love doing as well. So it's not just work; it's a passion, and I don't know, it's just I just love doing it, and I think now more so because I can help people that don't see things. I can see their identity or the solution to their identity more than they can.
Wow, nice.
You know, they can't really see, or they struggle, you know, because people
Mate, yeah.
have got different talents and gifts.
You've been
in there.
my designer for 15 years. I
Wow,
was
really?
working out. Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
And right through from my very first company,
Yeah.
Online Results, remember that?
Yeah.
And a few more since then. And mate, that's exactly what it's like for me. Is I have an idea, I have this business idea, but you bring it to life.
Yeah.
And give it some vibrance and some attractive identity that I necessarily couldn't kind of put together, mate. So thanks so much, man.
Hey, that's awesome. Hey, Roland, why don't you tell us who are some of your favourite like New Zealand household names that you're really proud that you've been able to work with over the years? There must be a few out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've worked with many businesses in New Zealand now for over 20 years that I've been here. But I've worked on some big corporates like Mitre 10 is I'm the brand ambassador to Mitre 10.
Right.
Palmer's redesigned the Palmer's brand. Look and feel from when they were almost going under. Helped with creating Foursquare brand.
These are iconic brands, mate.
Yeah, I know. And then a lot of smaller businesses and to medium-sized businesses. Too many to name.
And of course, the Crate.
And the Crate, of course.
New Zealand
the Crate.
iconic brand.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, mate, it's just a bit of a laugh. But hey, tell me, what is the difference between brand and identity?
Yeah, and a lot of people get this confused. They think brand is the logo, and it isn't. So brand is the company's culture. It's the promise. It's the touch points that someone who is associated or buys your product or service, they have an experience with that business. That is the brand. It's the culture. It's the way you interact with those people. Identity is the gift wrapping around the business. almost like a gift that has gift wrapping on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So the identity is like the gift wrapping,
Right.
you know.
I guess it's kind of like when someone gives you that gift, right? It gets you excited about what's inside, right?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Like, you know, you want
Yeah.
to.
It's my birthday soon, mate. So,
I mean, if you wrap it up in
Make
brown
the wrapping
paper, you're
good.
not going to get so excited.
So tell me about a common brand, a household brand that you wouldn't get excited about if it wasn't for the identity, right? What just wrapped up in.
So like Heinz beans.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Heinz is a very household name in New Zealand, and they need to make sure that they do their packaging precisely, you know.
Because you're
and-
not really going to get excited about beans, right?
No, not at all. No, not
My
at all.
kids certainly don't. What's for dinner tonight?
Baked beans.
Yeah.
But if they say Heinz, maybe they would. I don't know.
Yeah, so yeah, and so even something as mundane as baked beans needs to be branded.
And of course, you know, we're not just talking about them trying to dress their own product up for what's inside, but alongside other brands. When you go to a supermarket, there's just brands that are competing and shouting and fighting
Yeah.
for attention to be bought, right? And you know, that just shows you why your identity is so important.
Yeah. Well, I think I heard this once said, and it's so true. The brand and the identity needs to match the product. The packaging design, for instance, on say baked beans, if a new brand comes out, you would try that. You buy that and take it home and try the product out. If you don't like the product, you'll never go back.
Wow.
So the identity will sell the first product in a supermarket case,
Sheesh.
but the product sells the second, third, fourth, fifth one.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and then you become brand loyal to
and
that product.
that's the same as
Yeah.
service, right? If
Yeah,
you had
absolutely.
a business that's offering a service to someone,
Yeah.
you better make sure their first time that they experience you matches the quality of your brand. So people like you give me a really good brand, and I've got to then go and do all the hard work for years later.
Hey, so Roland, what are the most common mistakes that people make with their brand identity?
I think inconsistency is number one. That they've let their brand go, and it has become very inconsistent across all applications.
Right.
So from websites to email signatures, I've seen different email signatures used by different people in the same company.
Yeah.
Business cards where the colors have changed. You know, they're using a blue, different blues.
Yeah.
Websites, it just doesn't feel like the same as you see on the business card,
So
maybe.
is that something that you
Yeah.
help companies?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's
How do you do that?
really, they come to me for that reason.
So you're not just a brand creator, you're a
No.
brand ambassador.
Yes.
That's what you
yeah.
basically said you're doing for Mitre 10. You
Yeah,
know, I mean,
yeah. I'm
must
their
be
brand
really
ambassador.
proud to be the ambassador for Mitre 10 New Zealand, mate. So, Rolls, I'm actually looking at starting a new business this year, and I'm going to come see you as I do.
Yeah.
But I want to come prepared. What do I need to think about before I come to that meeting to maximise this time with you?
Well, there are three things that we'll talk about. First one is what you do as a business.
Yeah.
Really, I need to understand your passion and your vision and all of that. The next thing is where you want this to go. You know, where do you want to take this business? How much money do you want to make? All of those kind of things.
Yeah.
I can't help you make all that money, but
Come on, mate.
it's your job. But I can help you package that or wrap that up to help you make that. And the third thing is to create a mood board for your business, and that means bring some of your personality into the identity design. You know, so if you hate red, you got to let me know, mate, that you hate red.
No red.
Yeah,
So by style,
Yeah.
what I like and don't like.
yeah, modern. You know,
know.
is it a modern look? Is it? I think the business will also drive a lot of that. You know, so it's not only 100% personality. there is a little bit of that. I've got to factor that in because you've got to live with it.
Yeah.
You know, I do it as a
Mate,
job.
that is so
give
true.
it to you, and then you've got to
Yeah.
live with it for the rest
I
of
think
your.
as business
know?
people, if you don't love your brand, it's like loving
Yeah.
your favorite coat or your favorite pair of pants that you
Yeah.
love to put on each day, right? You
Yeah.
got to go to work every day.
Yeah.
And you put that identity on. You got to
Yeah.
be proud of who you are and what you represent.
Exactly.
And if you are, people will love that. People will sense
Yeah.
that. They'll
right.
be drawn to it. You'll
Absolutely.
make money. It comes. It comes. It comes.
Passion in business is very addictive.
Yeah.
To
And it's
people.
lucrative.
Yeah, and it's
Passion's lucrative.
Yeah.
And that's what you do, mate. You know, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, to have you on my team for the last 15 years, you've brought a real sense of life and passion to ideas that help me to communicate who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful for that, mate. I really am.
That's so good. Well, with you obviously love your brand, you're creating brands that people love and going forward. And this year, I know more than ever, we got some people that are probably looking at this going, gosh, I need to do a bit of a refresh or get Rolls on as my brand ambassador
Yeah.
Yeah.
or doing something there, or maybe you're starting something fresh. And so you're prepared to offer people out there that are watching today that maybe they're looking at that refresh or wanting to start something afresh,
Yeah.
a free complimentary 1 hour consult.
Yay!
Come on
We
now.
all love a freebie.
That's it. But with someone with this much passion, this much experience, still
33
doing it,
years.
it's, man, what a great offer. So you can go onto his website, which is www.loveyourbrand.co.nz. We'll link that in the description as well. You can connect with Roland on that. Come into the crate, have one of the great coffees in there, connect with Roland, be fantastic.
And of course, as we wrap up this amazing show, Rolls, thanks for coming on the show
Yeah.
and talking to us about brand and identity and the importance of it. Don't forget, if you want to get Rolls on your team, he's giving away a free 1 hour consult. Don't miss out on that. Jump into loveyourbrand.co.nz and he will see you soon.
Yeah.
So, the Carpool Honcho, who's it brought to us by, Andy?
It's brought to us by the Crate Flexible Office Day, so thanks to the team there, it's fantastic, as well as Business with Locals, the networking event there. This year is going to be a great year. You want to get connected, be a part of that. And then, of course, by the amazing Toyota New Zealand. Here we are in a beautiful Highlander, so it's amazing. Thank you so much, Toyota.
Thanks, Toyota. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers, guys.